Hi there, people. Today we're going to make some chocolate chip cookies. To start out, you can see I've got all my ingredients here pretty much, unless I forgot something. And of course I've got the most important thing. I've got the recipe from good old Betty Crocker. Some of the advanced preparation I did was to take 2 cubes of butter, that's a total of 1 cup, and softened it a little bit in the microwave, about 20 seconds. You don't want it melted, but you do want it soft so you can beat it with the sugar, not too hard. First off, we'll start beating the sugar and the butter. The recipe calls for, and don't worry, I'll put the recipe on in the description. Recipe calls for 3/4 cup packed brown sugar. You scoop out the brown sugar and you pack it into the measuring cup. Let's see. That's a little spoon. So you can see. Next, it calls for 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. That's the white sugar. This sugar is kind of lumpy, but it doesn't matter. Measure that out. And put in the butter. You can use margarine, of course, but I like to use real butter for everything. It just tastes better to me. And if it clogs my heart, so what? I'll die happy. And also some vanilla and an egg. I forgot to get the eggs out. 1 large egg. And 1 teaspoon vanilla. Okay, so we've got the egg, the sugar, both kinds, and the butter and vanilla. Now, kind of on low speed, I'm going to mix it. Once it kind of gets mixed a little bit, then you increase the speed to about half speed, medium. Now, this is probably the most important part of making chocolate chip cookies. You want to really beat that sugar and butter and egg together, and make it kind of fluffy. That would make your cookies just work out better. Let's also a couple times we'll scrape it. Make sure everything gets mixed good. Kind of scrape down the edges of the bowl. I know this is kind of an expensive mixer, but it's, when you can, it's nice to have good tools. But any mixer will do. I could even do it by hand, but that's something I'd like to do. Now, I'm going to let that mix, and meanwhile, let's chop some nuts. Take a cup of nuts, and also, unlike last time, let's not forget to turn on the oven. 375. rolling approach to chopping. And I can switch over to chopping. Let's give this another scrape. Let me show you. I'm sorry I don't have multiple cameras that I can kind of show you always what's going on in here, but here we got the, it's kind of, it's brown because of the brown sugar, but you can see it's kind of creamy looking, and a little bit lighter in color. Okay, flour. Recipe calls for 2 1/4 cups all-purpose flour. Usually I would use probably 50-50 whole wheat and white flour, but since half these cookies are for a church activity, I think I'll just do the traditional style with just white flour. You can use spilling too much. Oops, I already spilled. Ah! Oof. Look what happened. Well, we're going to need 2 1/4 cups, and so I'm going to be not very accurate here, but that's almost 1 1/4. This is not the best way to get flour out, but it's kind of handy having it in a little plastic bin like this. Whoa, and there I did it again. This time I've got a bit too much, so I'm going to have to put some back. Here's my spoon. Okay. And we'll worry about the mess later. Next, 1 teaspoon baking soda. It calls for 1/2 teaspoon salt. The butter kind of has some salt in it already, so I'm going to do a little bit less, probably just under 1/2 teaspoon. Then we'll give that a mix, kind of on slow speed. You just want to do it enough to get the dry ingredients mixed in. You're not really beating it anymore. I'm stirring down the edges. Oopsie-daisy. That was the oven. It's telling me it's up to temperature. Okay, so now the dough is really kind of stiff. And now is when we dip in the nuts and the chocolate chips. Now I've got some flour mixed in here. Let's get it out of the way. And chocolate chips. This takes a 12-ounce package. Oops, I can't open it. The recipe doesn't call for this, but I like to put in some coconut just for a little extra flavor and texture. 1/2 cup in